What's happening, everybody? Anthony Conklin here, coming to you live on Facebook Live. And I'm so excited because I got so much going on. I got my laptop open here. I'm going to talk to you about the 5 reasons why you should hire a sales consultant. But more importantly, I'm super excited to announce I'm kicking off a new podcast beginning next week. 2 weeks. 2 weeks out, week of the 14th. It's going to be called The Passionate Entrepreneur. So I'm going to be interviewing entrepreneurs who are so passionate about what they do. I just have a bunch of people lined up already. I'm really excited to announce that my first guest will be, I can't tell you who it is yet until I firm it up, and it's coming soon. So I'm going to have people that are not these best-selling authors and marketing, blah, blah, blah. Although I'm going to interview some marketing folks, but there'll be some really great folks that are going to be part of the podcast. I'm super, super excited about it. But I will let you know as soon as that is ready to go. But let me get into the reason why I'm doing my live stream today. I'm going to share with you a LinkedIn post that I just posted up earlier today. It's about the reasons why you should hire a sales consultant. And I thought about it, and I guess what came to mind was, deciding whether to hire a sales consultant, it's a lot like deciding whether you want to go to therapy. Should I do it? Can I do it on my own? Can I handle it myself? Is now the right time? And, I'm not a therapist, but what I can tell you is that while you're deciding, whether you want to hire somebody, a couple things I wanted to mention to you. I'm going to just read some from my notes here because I think it's important. So, while you decide to contemplate whether you want to hire someone or not, you need to ask yourself the question. And I'll read it right here. If you can really get to a point where if you take your ego out of it and you can admit that there's something missing and that you can't do it on your own, you're probably in a good position to say, hey, I need to hire a sales consultant. But while you're doing that, while you're contemplating all those things, let me give you the 5 reasons why you should definitely hire a sales consultant, okay? Number 1 is you lack the expertise. Now, a sales consultant, they've been around for a long time. Okay, they've been working the circuit. They've worked with other companies. They work with their competitors. But let's talk about companies for a second. So let's say you're a company that's been around for 5 years. Okay, how about a company that's been around for 50 years? Even though you've been around only 5 years or 50 years, most organizations do not have the internal expertise to grow the company, to scale it geometrically. They just don't have it. So they have to look to a sales consultant to give them that. They have the sales process, they have the sales strategy, they have the pipeline management, they have the one-on-one coaching, because usually companies don't have that. They don't keep that in-house because they see it as an expense. What they don't realize, it's actually a profit center, and it generates revenue for them. So if you lack the expertise, a sales consultant is going to be much, much less expensive, and it's also going to be much more valuable, because what will happen is when you bring that sales consultant on board, that sales consultant will help you start to scale your business, as opposed to bringing somebody on board and onboarding them and waiting and guessing to determine whether they're going to be able to produce or not. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2 is you need real change. Sales consultants are change agents. That's all they do. They're like mercenaries to a degree. They're going to come in and they're going to identify the challenges that you're facing. And again, you're the hero here. Me as the sales consultant, I'm not a hero. I'm the guide. Okay, you're the hero. You're the one that wants the change. I'm going to help you, or a sales consultant will help you make that real change. And what it comes down to with the real change is it's rather determining whether you want to hire somebody, you want to cut staff, whether you have to work around political hurdles or reducing staff or reassigning staff. The fact of the matter is change agents are really required to be able to get those things done, to be able to actually get those things executed. So that's number 2. Number 3 is there's a need for a sales process improvement. And listen, sales consultants are experts in this. They're the ones that live, eat, and breathe this every single day. The problem is with sales reps in a company today is they're usually doing, on the average, between 5 and 15 different things every single day. And one of them is not prospecting, and one of them is not updating their CRM, and one of them, okay, don't let me get into that. But the fact is they're doing way, way, way too many things. And they're not really focused on sales process improvement. And the fact is the sales rep should not be focused on sales process improvement. The VP of sales should be doing that. And most VPs of sales are not focusing on sales process improvement. They're too busy doing cover your ass things. Okay, don't let me get into that part of it. So what a sales consultant will do is they come in with an efficient process. And it's not like a square peg in a round hole, but it's like, hey, here's what's going on. Here's how I think you can make some changes. And I'm going to actually level up your sales process that meets your objectives, and you're going to follow it in a consistent and persistent and disciplined way. Okay. Number 4, we're getting to number 4 here, guys, is there's a need for new ideas. Listen, podcasters have challenges trying to get new ideas and new people to interview. The great thing about a sales consultant is they work for multiple organizations. They work for your competitor, they work for your partners, they work with people inside the industry, outside the industry, and they're grabbing all of these different ideas and different pieces of data and information that they gathered by working with all these companies. And they can bring those fresh ideas and those fresh perspectives, right to your company. And the best thing is they see the bigger picture. Whereas sales organizations only see what's going on inside the four walls of their organization. The CEO only sees what's going on in that company because the CEO is really more concerned about growth and innovation, but it's growth and innovation that comes from within the company because that's how he gets paid. He or she gets paid based on producing results. What a sales consultant does is they bring fresh ideas and perspectives from working with, tens of thousands or even hundreds of companies. I've probably worked with 100 different companies in the past 12 years, and I've gathered a lot of that information and I put it to use when I meet with my customers and my clients, and that's what your sales consultant can do. Okay, number 5 is you need a sales trainer. Now, let me put this in perspective, guys. I'm talking a sales trainer that could provide not just sales training, a course, but workshops, presentations, one-on-one, and real team coaching. And the thing is, a sales coach just by default is already a trainer. Okay. Now I'm not talking about trainers that are going to sit there and yell at you and where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? I'm not talking about bullying, smarmy, hardcore, in-your-face tactics. Okay. If you need that type of training, then a sales coach is not going to be the right person for you. Then go buy some online course that you may or may not get results out of. I'm not here to judge. I'm here to just share with you, my experience and what I've gathered by speaking to more than 100 different companies in the past 12 years. Okay, so let me go through it one more time, guys. Number 1 is you lack expertise within your company. Number 2 is a need for help with real change. Number 3 is going to be need for help with sales process improvement, which is super, super important because that consistent, disciplined approach, execution approach is just so super important. Number 4 is need for new ideas. And number 5 is your need for sales training. And listen, one more thing, guys. And by the way, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Really grateful for your time. Really appreciate your patience. One more thing to think about. Make sure that the sales consultant you hire can leave behind something that is actionable, observable, and measurable. And the best way to do that is to compare the things that they've done and line it up against sales results. Hope that's helpful, guys. Hey, listen, if you like this, please leave some comments here on Facebook. Share it out with your friends. Share it out with people who, listen, someone needs to see this right now. Somebody in sales really needs to see this. Some VP of sales needs to see it. Your VP of sales needs to see it. Your CEO needs to see it because now's probably the right time to hire that sales consultant. And listen, you don't have to hire me. I'm not doing this so you can hire me. Would I love for you to hire me? Great. But you don't have to hire me, but you're going to have to hire somebody to get yourself to the next level. Hey, remember, you have greatness within you. Don't forget, live with passion every single day. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.